Okay, guys, before this starts, I just want to let you guys know we are almost there. We are almost there. And me and Michelle, she's behind the camera. Say hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
We just want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys who have supported us and been there for us and believed in what God was doing through us. And you've seen some cool stuff happen as a result of that. And we are almost there. But basically, until we get there, we're still in a support raising mode. Kind of reminds me of our YWAM and Campus Crusade days. And we just need some, we're in a place where we need some help to kind of get through this weekend and maybe even into next week. We don't know when. We don't know the exact date of when this breakthrough is going to happen. And there are documented, signed things happening right now, but it's like, there's this process, there's a prophetic process happening. And until then, we just want to continue to ask you guys to help support us until things break through. If you're watching this at a time where there's no PayPal link down there, well, then you've probably already seen some of our other videos that have blown your mind. But if you're watching it right now at its release date, we're just asking you guys to continue to remember us. And if you can give, great. If you can't give, no big deal, because we're going to keep doing this anyway, right? On this side of the equal sign or the other. And so I just wanted to throw this out there before the video begins. But man, I would just encourage you guys to stick through the entire video to just see what God's been doing. It's just been amazing stuff. Signs and wonders all over the place. And so, so God bless you guys. Thank you in advance for helping us out, continuing to help us out, continue to believe in what God's doing through us. It's just been phenomenal. We can't really thank you enough. Words just don't fit. But on with the video. How about that? Hey, everybody. What's up? This is Devin, LaVore, and
Michelle LaVore
coming at you. Now, let's just address something first off, okay? Why am I always wearing this hoodie? Well, this is not a result of a subscriber comment, but it's really the only one I have that's not in storage. We have a very limited supply of clothing, and it'd be freezing up in here like all the time because girlfriend just likes her coolness. And I'd be like, just turn it off. I'm cool. I'm good. It can be hot. It's all right. But yeah,
you have to have it cool because when you go to bed, you're warm under the blankets.
Man, it'd be freezing up in here. Freezing. Okay? Let's try and spell that. Anyway, so so this morning was like super amazing. I didn't get to bed. This is crazy. I turned everything off last night at 3:33 p.m. I was like, oh.
You mean a.m.?
A.m. There you go. That would have been weird. It was a.m. And so I was like, I see you 3:33. I see you. And I was like, Lord, if you're trying to tell me something, then just go ahead and tell me because I'm going to bed. And so I woke up at 9:20, and it was before anyone else woke up. Because most of the time our kids, you heard about this. I don't know if you heard about the schedule in our last video,
yeah.
But our schedule has been completely crazy, and God's thrown out the clocks and all that. But I was in a position where I was the only one awake, and I was one of those like, wow, I am awake. Like, okay, this doesn't happen unless the Lord wants to speak to me something, you know? And so I just got up, and I sat in that chair right back there. Wait, there it is, back there. But I really wasn't getting anything, I did get a little bit of revelation that's really not fit for this video, but I was like, okay, well, and I'm used to that now where God might wake me up and I'm just like, okay, I'm not really getting anything in my little time. He's not really saying anything to me. I was like, but I know he didn't just get me up for nothing. You can yawn. It's okay. They've seen it before. They're humans. Anyway, even dogs yawn. But anyway, do turtles yawn? Wow, this is totally going random. Anyway, so I got up. I was like, okay, whatever. So I got online. I checked some emails, see if I got any new emails, and checked PayPal, and checked, we kind of run through a circuit of things that we do, in the morning. And then I got to a YouTube, and then I realized, like, whoa, Shelly L just put out a video like 46 minutes ago. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, dude. And it was really cool because it said class dismissed we are ready to fly, or something like that. I might be messing up the we are ready to fly part, but I knew right then. It was like, ding, ding, ding. That's what the Lord wanted me to see. I don't know what the video was about. I mean, I guess it was about class dismissed or whatever. Hadn't watched the video, nothing. I knew. I was like, that's the door. I'm going through it.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord woke me up. And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching the video and like, oh my gosh, like every bit of that video that she shared. And I would highly suggest you go watch it. I put it on my Facebook page. I will try to link it down below, but just in case I forget, it is on my Facebook page. It should be like right at the top. And it's it was just really awesome.
Yeah.
And it really resonated with everything that we've been feeling as far as like a class dismissed kind of thing. And it's like the end of one thing and we're going to this whole new world, this whole new thing.
Yeah.
Did you want to mention anything about that? What you kind of got out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like it really went along with the whole, we talked about in our last video, the phase 1 is over and we're going to phase 2. And just another picture for that same kind of thing. And, and I don't know, I loved the whole video. I thought it was awesome.
It was amazing.
And
it was super encouraging.
Just felt like God was just confirming once again.
Another day.
Yes, like we are entering into something new. We've entered into something new. We've entered, we're saying goodbye to that last phase. We're coming out of the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And, I guess you can even think about it, if you've been walking on a journey for a long time, it's like, or like when you're driving, you can be out like in the actual desert, you're driving, but as you're coming into a city, you know that you're coming into a city because you start seeing more houses and buildings and things. You're not necessarily in the city yet, but you're going that direction because there's more life. And I really feel like that's really what God's been showing us even this week, is He's brought more life into our life, showing us as a sign, like we are going into the city. We are going beyond the wilderness.
Yeah. And also, interestingly enough, tonight is like our official 7 months we've been in Nashville. And it was 7 months. The mountain of Ararat, they came to rest on the ark.
Yeah.
Anyway, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat, and they were there for 7 months. That means they weren't floating along the ocean and
they did
all that.
For 5 months, and then come to rest on the mountain. But they were resting in a place of stillness for
7 months.
7 months.
7 months.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow. So that was pretty significant. And then our daughter prophesied about a rainbow promise.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, have you been listening to our conversations or what? And the Lord's checked me on that. He was like, you know what? You can't do that, Devin. You can't be trying to figure out with your mind whether I'm saying something or not. What she said, does it resonate with your spirit? I was like, well, yes, Lord, it does. Well, there you go. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And it really did. It was like a rainbow promise. And I was like, wow, the rainbow promise has to do with Noah coming out. Because, and then it's like, the house that we're moving into, God always said that is a sign of the covenant.
Yeah.
There's a sign of the level of intimacy. I want to begin walking it with you after this is all over.
Yeah. And, we were talking about that tonight, about how once Noah was out of the ark and God put the rainbow in the sky, it was that rainbow was a reminder to God and a reminder to Noah that he would never flood the earth again. There will never be that kind of destruction against mankind in that way.
Right.
And so God has showed us many times that the home is a sign. And I really feel like it is like the rainbow, in the sense that we can look at that sign and God is saying, hey, you're never going to go back to that place in the desert where you were. It's no longer, it's like that part is off the table. That life of, always having need and just that wandering, and even just, just
never having enough, really.
Never having enough.
And you might be able to survive, but you definitely don't have provision for the vision.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
You know, just always lacking. You know?
It's like that our home will be the sign that says, hey,
that's over.
I am telling you, it is over.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you ever doubt, look to that sign and be like, no, God said it's over.
It's a sign that will never happen again.
Yes.
Well, the earth will never be flooded again. So I was just like, wow, that is pretty amazing. And so we watched Shelly L's video. I mean, I watched it twice, but while I was in my it was just me and the Lord. And then Annalise woke up halfway through it, so I let her watch the rest of it with me. But I just was like amazed at how accurate that word was from Shelly. I mean, I took it as no different than Ryla Strange, Lana Vosser, or any other prophetic voice out there. I know she doesn't like to call herself a prophetic voice, but it's almost like, who cares what you call yourself, right?
Yeah.
It's like the bottom line is that remnant of people, that graduating class of people, whoever has a heart for the Lord, you're just waking up and looking for the Lord. Wherever he's speaking, however he's speaking, whatever it is, where's the Lord? Mm-hmm. You know, like Peter, he woke up and he was like, where's the Lord? And he searched for him diligently and he found him.
Yeah.
So that's all we do.
Yeah.
And so she suggested this video that came from a TV show called Boy Meets World. Never seen an episode of it in my life.
But I have.
And Shelly has, because you guys are basically the same age.
Yeah.
3 years. You're 3 years older than her. But I was like, wow, I remember the show Boy Meets World, but I was like, okay. And so I went and I checked out the video that she was talking about, and it blew my mind. Because it was yet again another confirmation. Because the timestamp on the video was 3 minutes and 21 seconds. And I was like, it just blew my mind. Because I was like, wow. Like, Lord, we're the kind of people, we don't actually need confirmations. We just need you to speak to us. But I think it's because we are in that secured, settled place that you give us confirmations anyway. Mm-hmm. I think God's just a God of confirmation anyway. Whether you need him or whether you don't need him. He's just going to give them to you because he wants you to know it's him speaking. Yeah. Right? But why is that significant? Well, because we're in room 321.
Yeah.
And I was always like, Lord, why are we going back to that place? I'm glad that we got this place. It was our favorite place, desire fulfilled and everything. But it's like that 321 was significant to us personally. And it's like, here it's 321. And it's like, it's the end. It's the last episode. It is literally the last scene of the last episode. And the teacher says, class dismissed. To empty chairs, to kids who have already gone on and gone beyond. And it reminded me of that Masters of Ceremonies thing that God gave me yesterday about Jesus saying, I'm going to be the last one to sit down. Mm-hmm. So it's like Mr. Feeney, is that what his name was? He was the last one to leave the class. Mm-hmm. Everyone else got served, and then he went next. And so, but you were talking about this particular room as far as the... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think for us, like, with the... being in this room, the last time we were here, it was our 34th place.
Yeah, this room right here.
Yeah, this particular room, and then we went to Baymont, and there was 35, and then 36, and we just came back for this is number 37.
This is our 37th place.
The first time we got to this room, we were walking down the hall, and we just thought it was significant. 3, 2, 1 being like a countdown number. Mm-hmm. And it is the end room. It's the very last room on this floor. It's the
room at the end.
Yeah. And Devin actually said that. And he was like, oh, it's the room at the end. And I was just like, oh, the end. Like, yes, this is the end, know? Yeah. And so when we were here the first time, that's what I was really hoping. I was like, oh, Lord, this could be like the end. Like, yay. Yeah. No more hotel, whatever. And, but I almost feel like that was even a prophetic word for why we're here now. Mm-hmm. And
everything from Sunday till right now has just been communicating that, the end,
it's
the
like
end.
the end.
And then that week where it's like, this is your week, God says, you are receiving, like now receiving the end result of your faith. I mean, that scripture highlighted to us.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. And so I just felt like that was really significant. It's like, you know, God is still, he is speaking like, no, right now is the end. It's that whole, you're into phase 2. And so it's just like, all right, you know, we're still we're just waiting on the Lord, but he is continuing to just bring forth what he's saying and what he's doing. And we were
miracles
talking to someone today, and they said something of what I thought was just so amazing. And it really hit me. And it was that, you know, God, like when there's delay, God's just sweetening things. And it was just, it was such a fantastic way of looking at it, because I think so much of the time we think delay as such a...
We think it's arbitrary.
Very negative.
Yeah.
Like it's very much like, oh, you're just making me wait longer.
Yeah.
But in a way...
Without even giving me a reason.
Yeah. But it's almost like, hey, well, just hold on a little more, because I'm just adding a few more things in. You know? I'm just putting a few more things together for you. And it's like, oh man, like, wow, Lord, just do what you want to do, because what he is doing is just truly...
Let me just say, the pot got sweetened.
It did. It really did.
In a prophetic way that's just like fulfilling a promise that God gave me 19 years ago.
Yeah.
And the other end of the conversation had no idea.
Yeah.
Only God could know that.
Only
God could know the level of precision in regards to this promise. And it was like the exact thing that he said. The exact thing. And I'm just like, wow, I'll wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
You want me to be here a little while longer? Okay, cool. I'm good. You know, it was just like, it was amazing. Well, and I know it can be difficult when we share stuff like this in this cloak and dagger ambiguous way, but we're giving you the best we can.
Yeah.
Just know that God is just doing some amazing things. It's just like, wow. I mean, I was flabbergasted today, was I not? I was just like, I was almost ready to cry.
And I think it was just like, what's so amazing is it's actually really, in all honesty, something you had just kind of forgotten about.
I totally forgot about it.
And
I mean, we're talking like 19 years ago.
Yeah.
When God first introduced me to dreaming, and he was like, you got to dream, man. Life with me is more than just mission trips and telling people about Jesus and all that stuff. And it's more than, I was like, which was really kind of a shock for me at the time. I was like, how can it be more than that? I mean, come on, there's people dying. We're talking about life and death here. You know, there's people that are, and God's like, yes, but we're talking about life here. Life. And God was just like, and you have to have a dream. And that started a whole journey. That started a phase with me and the Lord that lasted like several months.
Yeah. And
at the end of this month, I'll say this, at the end of this dreaming, there was a number associated with this. Now, this is way before numbers ever were, the numbers stuff was a part of my life, but there was a number attached to the end of this dream. And that was pretty much the number that came up today.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I mean, wow. I was like, okay, whatever. You know, this is, wow. That's about all I can say is wow.
Yeah.
It was like, because I had totally forgotten about it.
Yeah.
We were talking 19 years ago.
Yeah. And so.
A lot can happen in 19 days, let alone 19 years, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't know, I would definitely encourage you guys, like, when it comes to the delay, to just try and think of it differently. Because I know today, specifically, that I was just like, whoa, I really need to think about stuff differently when it comes to just waiting patiently for the Lord. And you know, and then it was just so awesome that it's like, here God is once again like how much He knows our hearts to fulfill a desire that you'd even forgotten about.
Yeah.
And
He didn't.
He didn't. And it's the same is so true for your life. It's like
Keep going,
God
babe.
does
Keep going.
not, He does not forget. He remembers every detail. And it's like what He is doing in our lives are going to fulfill our hearts in such a way. It's like God's going to be like, I want you to know how much I know you. Like, I know you so intimately well.
Yes. Amen.
Beyond how you even think that I know you. And I think God just wants to just come and show up and say, no, realize, like, I know you. Like,
yeah.
So intimately. And I think a lot of times, at least for me, like, when it comes to God, it's like, oh, well, of course, God, you know everything about me. But there's something that's just really special when somebody that loves you does something for you that just means and impacts your heart so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's especially if it's something that, you know, most people don't know about you, or it's maybe you've forgotten about it, but it's like, oh, hey, here's this gift for you because I love you, and I just want you to know that I know you. And I guess that's what I really feel right now is just God is saying, like, I want you to know that I know you, and that I really love you, and I have God just wants to fulfill desires of our hearts that we've forgotten about. He's gonna, like, bring things into our life that are going to awaken our heart to how much God truly loves us in a way that only He can do it.
It definitely did that for me today.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked. I haven't felt that. I don't know that I tried to get the hiccups with this. That's why I took off and I didn't catch it.
No.
But anyway, I don't know that I've ever felt that before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like basically God was the one coming and presenting us and saying, hey, remember that?
Yeah.
That's getting ready to be real, bro. And I was just like, wow. Because back when I first got to the end of this dream thing and God gave me He gave me a confirmation about it.
Mm-hmm.
A physical, tangible confirmation, used someone else to do the confirmation who knew nothing, another person who knew nothing about it. And God used them like, boom. And then He used them again to like confirm this number. And I was like, that is unbelievable. I was in shock there. So yes, I did experience it. My bad, guys. I'm so sorry. I tried to catch those hiccups. And now I'm being haunted. Anyway. But I felt it then. And it's like, now I feel it again now, but it's even more so. Because it's like, this is literally getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, Lord. Listen, when the promise begins to come to pass, and it's not quite there yet, when you have days like today where God's like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you the tangible evidence of it. It's seriously, I don't want to freak anybody out or say something that's exaggeratory. Is that a word? Exaggerating? But it's like, it really does make you like, I'll wait for as long as you want me to.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh my gosh. The hiccups are bringing this to an end. Take over, Michelle. Oh. All right, I attacked him with more water. I hope it's going to work. But anyway, I think is that like a Mythbusters? Did Mythbusters do anything about drinking water and curing hiccups?
I don't know. It works for me.
It doesn't work. Oh,
as long as I get, I have to drink water before 3 hiccups. Otherwise,
it does. It
no
works
good.
for you. It doesn't work for me. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But anyway, so obviously, guys, we hope you guys are blessed by that. And we do highly suggest you watch Shelly L's video from today. And it was just amazing how God just every single day that we've been here has given us nothing but encouragement of you're coming out. You're I really feel like God's saying you are out. Like it has ended. It's almost like the end of that episode with what is it called again? Boy Meets World. Like no one was in the classroom. They had all left. They were all going because they were when the scene starts, they're all still seated in their high school seats, but they had to get up from that and move on.
Yeah.
You know? And it was just really good how God orchestrated it because he woke me up and he had something to say to me, but it was through Shelly L's video.
Yeah.
And he just let me find that out. I think God, he has so much fun letting us find stuff out.
He really does.
He just really does. And so, in conclusion, we just pray God's blessing on you guys and that you would be encouraged as well to just know that there is a remnant of people that many are getting ready to experience the glory of God.
Yes.
You are seated in a position to begin to experience the glory of God, and he is going to usher it out right to your table. He's going to usher it out right to you.
Yeah.
He's going to usher it into you.
Yes.
You don't have to go get it. You don't have to, do some Baal worship rain dance to get it. Nope. You've already done everything. You're just going to go sit down. It's time for the banquet ceremony. You've been waiting. You've been faithful. It's just time. And we're going to see that. And so, yes.
Yeah.
Excited.
So we just pray that you guys are encouraged by this. And until next time.
We'll see you later.
We'll see you later.
Until we're coming at you.
Again.
You are so cute.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.